Hi there, everyone. Welcome back to 3 News Now. Today is Wednesday, August 18th. I'm Stephanie Haney. Thank you for being here for the top stories from WKYC.com and our WKYC app. We start off with a major update in the race for Cleveland mayor. Now remember, current Cleveland mayor Frank Jackson not running again after 16 years. That's how long it'll be by the end of his term that he spent in office, an unprecedented 4 terms. And today, former Mayor Michael R. White is endorsing Justin Bibb to be the city's next mayor. Now, Michael White was mayor from 1990 to 2002 for 12 years, and today he said this: "I know you, I know this city, I know the people who live here, and I know what they need most. I know in my heart that the people who are in most need of Justin's leadership and vision are the young ones of this city who only want a chance to be the best they can be." Former Mayor Michael White called Justin Bibb worthy and ready to be elected to City Hall. He said he would change the politics as usual that have led to some of Cleveland's problems. He also brushed off concerns about Justin Bibb's age. Now remember, he is 33 years old, and former Mayor White pointed out that he was 38 when he became the mayor. The announcement was made this morning at the house of Bibb's grandmother. This is in the Mount Pleasant neighborhood of the greater Cleveland area where Bibb grew up. And according to White, this is the first campaign speech of since his final mayoral run in 1997. Now, we first got the inkling that this was coming yesterday during a debate that was hosted by IdeaStream for the current 7 mayoral candidates. We heard from one of the opponents who let out the bomb that we were expecting this today. Sure enough, proved to be true. Now remember, these 7 candidates will face off in a primary on September 14th. So if you live in the Cleveland area, that's your opportunity to vote. And then the top 2 candidates in the nonpartisan primary from there will move on to the general election ballot, and those will be your 2 candidates potentially for Cleveland mayor. Moving on to Northwest Ohio, you know, we all saw that photo of the 640 Afghan refugees crammed into that U.S. Air Force plane fleeing Kabul after the Taliban has ransacked the country, basically taking over the capital on Sunday, and Afghanistan citizens trying to get out. They're seeking refuge. Well, here in Toledo, people are preparing for that. The Corinne DeHabi, who is with U.S. Together, that's a refugee settlement in Toledo, says that they are preparing for Afghan refugees to come to the area. Corinne says, "We're in touch with national organizations working day and night to secure refuge for the people, and they are expecting at least some Afghans to land here in northern Ohio. The settlement is preparing by collecting donations, looking for volunteers, and searching for landlords to work with." She said that to rent to the refugees that are coming would be great, and if they can spread the word, that way they can have more landlords stepping up to help on what has turned out to be a true crisis happening in Afghanistan with the withdrawal of U.S. troops. And they're not even all out of Afghanistan yet. Now, today we are learning that Cleveland Clinic is now scheduling 3rd COVID-19 vaccine doses for the immunocompromised patients. It was last week that the Ohio Department of Health Director Bruce Vanderhoff announced it's now recommended that immunocompromised patients get a 3rd supplement to their first 2 doses of either the Pfizer or the Moderna vaccine against COVID-19. And today, Cleveland Clinic is announcing they are now making appointments to receive that 3rd shot for people who are eligible. Scheduling is available via MyChart, or you can call 216-448-4117. You can also check for locations at clevelandclinic.org/COVID vaccine. Now, this is not for all people just yet, but we do now know that the CDC is currently recommending soon booster shots for everyone after 8 months. Now, right now, again, still just for the immunocompromised, but the plan outlined by the Centers of Disease Control calls for that extra dose 8 months after getting your 2nd dose of either the Pfizer or the Moderna vaccine. Now, those doses across the country could begin as soon as September 20th, so just over a month away. Now, I already did the math for myself and I already put it in my calendar. I got my 2nd dose on April 17th, so that means December 17th for me. So make note of that if you're not in one of those special groups of the immunocompromised or any of those other groups that might get a little bit more priority to be more protected against COVID-19, as the Delta variant is really ransacking the country right now. Now, at this time, an additional booster is not recommended for people who have gotten the Johnson & Johnson 1-shot COVID-19 vaccine. And with that, let's take a look at the latest numbers in from the Ohio Department of Health. Another day with more than 3,000 new reported cases. The Ohio Department of Health is reporting 3,003 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours. Yesterday, there were 3,235 new reported COVID-19 cases. And right now, the current number of people hospitalized for COVID in Ohio, 1,641. That's 47 more than we saw yesterday. And a total of 495 of those people in an ICU right now being treated for COVID-19. That's 27 more than we saw yesterday. Also yesterday, we saw that press conference from Governor Mike DeWine, and he is urging people who have students going back to school this week to have your students wear masks in the classroom. He said the Delta variant has put the possibility of keeping students in the classroom in serious risk, and he's recommending for students who are eligible to get vaccinated or to wear masks if you can't do it. Governor DeWine said our students can't afford another disrupted school year. We need them in the classroom. And he acknowledged that he can't really put a mask mandate in place right now, but there was a lot of success with that, with keeping kids in classrooms last year. Now, the reason that Governor DeWine doesn't really have the power to do that right now is that earlier this year, Ohio lawmakers passed and overrode a veto on Senate Bill 22. Now, what that does is that gives our state's General Assembly the ability to reject any of the governor's or the health department's health orders, which is what those mask mandates fell under before. Now, he no longer has the ability to issue the statewide mandate like he did last year, but individual school districts can set their own policies regarding mask mandates, and he asked school districts to at least consider mask mandates and reminded parents that they can also have their children wear masks to school even if it's not mandated by the district. Governor DeWine said the best way to protect our students is to send them to school with masks. Now in Texas, it's a very different situation. Governor Greg Abbott has put in place a ban on mask mandates, but one Texas school is getting very creative to work their way around this. They have changed their dress code in a quite impressive maneuver, to be frank. It's the board for the Paris Independent School District in Northeast Texas that amended its dress code to add the mask requirement. Now, school starts for Thursday for this district. It's about 3,900 students. The school board for the district said that it's concerned about the health and safety of its students and its employees. Here's a statement from that board. The board believes the dress code can be used to mitigate communicable health issues and therefore has amended the PISD dress code to protect our students and employees. Now, this week, the health district for that area reported 435 active cases of COVID-19 in the county. About 33% of eligible residents in Lamar County are fully vaccinated. That's according to state data. And as we've been saying, COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations have surged across the country, particularly in Texas over the last month because of the Delta variant. And by the way, there is a federal lawsuit right now challenging Abbott's order to ban those mask mandates in schools. We will certainly be following along to see how that plays out because that has broader implications across the country. And before we let you go here, we are very excited to share that our WKYC.com high school football game of the week is back, and the winner was announced today. Our Tyler Carey and Dave Dino DiNatale announced that today, and the winner is Benedictine versus Walsh Jesuit. They beat out Euclid at Aurora and Avon at Brunswick to take home the slot of the WKYC.com Friday high school football game of the week. So Friday night, that game will be the subject of the live audio broadcast. There'll be highlights at 11 p.m. on What's Next on Channel 3. It's taking place at Walsh Jesuit High School in Cuyahoga Falls with kickoff at 7 p.m. Our 3 News digital reporter Dave Dino DiNatale and Tyler Carey will be involved with that. Dino will be calling the game live with a special guest host, and Tyler will pop in to provide analysis and scoring updates from around the area. Now remember, you can vote every single week on which team you would like to see in the WKYC.com high school football game of the week. And if you do vote and you put in your email information, your name, or your Facebook information, you get a chance to win a free meal at Chick-fil-A. That's it for 3 News Now today for Wednesday, August 18th. I'll see you next up on What's New. We are taking a deeper look at my podcast this week, the 3 Things to Know podcast, on Cleveland being ranked the 7th best city for singles. So we'll take a look about what 2 daters and a matchmaker had to say about that. We'll show you a snippet of that on What's New today, and I'll see you back tomorrow for more 3 News Now.